I'm back. It's been a minute. Okay. I'm putting it on LinkedIn right now. Okay, so my husband is playing video games. He's playing Call of Duty right next to me, so if you hear a couple of swear words that weren't from me, it was from him. Trying a little bit different music to microphone volume this time because in my last few videos I have not heard the music, which I like this track. It's pretty good, so just trying to sign into everything. It's been so long since I've done anything on here that I have lost all of my settings. Cool. I don't want to learn more. Okay, trying to make sure the screen I can see because this is my streaming screen. Oops. Bonk. Okay, so it's been so long since I've sat down and done stuff because I've actually been working a couple of pen testing gigs myself, so I've been pretty busy. And life, life happens. We just got hit by a huge hurricane, so back at it. I wanted to pick something easy to just enjoy doing the walkthrough rather than making myself feel like I am in constant pain. So we're doing something easy this time. I'm picking this one 2 million because it said it's easy. And I like easy. I just want easy today. It's Linux, so hopefully it should be easy. Or I could totally lose my mind and act like a fucking chump. Ooh, this one was released to celebrate 2 million users on Hack the Box. I love Hack the Box, by the way. Their platform is so like really, I have never had any issue with downtime with Hack the Box, so I would definitely recommend. I haven't used TryHackMe as much. I didn't like their platform as much going in. I feel like Hack the Box is a lot more educational. Like it's just easier if you get stumped on something, there's a way to figure out like where to go next, or there's a write-up somewhere, or someone has there's walkthroughs and there's hints and things like that, and I do love their academy. And so just like Hack the Box much more. And also this one gives us a CVE to look at, so we'll just go ahead and pop that up real quick. Now you're not always going to get the CVE, but if you're using, this is my cat, 1 of 4, if you are on an engagement, something that I have like done recurringly recently is used a privilege escalation tool like LinPeas or WinPeas. Can you get off my back? Using WinPeas or LinPeas to find out how I can privilege escalate a system and finding if there's just any easy vulnerabilities, and then typically those will come with some CVEs associated with them, so then you can go find proof of concepts and things like that. And that has made, like, I've had so much fun doing some of the engagements that I have recently, just because I have, it's always rewarding and accomplishing to finally get, I think I posted like a short last week where they're like, oh my gosh, we've done so many cool things, we did all this stuff, we're super hackers and we got root and yay. And it's such a slow, meticulous, painful process, and I have been like head deep in doing, I guess I should probably start this one if I'm gonna do it. Oh, I haven't even pulled up Kali. Oh my gosh. There are no available machines in current lab because I don't have a VPN on. It's been so long since I have like been on here, so It's okay. It's not a big deal. I didn't even know I haven't even pulled up a virtual machine recently. I probably need a VPN. Not found. Oh golly. Where are my virtual machines? Have I moved them somewhere? Is this gonna be a how to load Kali Linux on your VMware Fusion? Oh gosh. Where is my... Let's see if I can just... Can I help you? My husband's giving me a look like not to even make me more flustered than I am. I usually have all these like pulled up and I'm ready to go, and man, it's been so long since I have actually done this that I think I have moved my Kali Linux file somewhere. So now I'm gonna have to either... I have a Windows machine. Yeah, that's not helpful. I mean, it could be helpful, but that's not what I'm looking for. Daily teaches you how to put a Kali Linux machine on your VMware Fusion for Mac. Pause. Okay. I don't. It's okay. We're here now. We're all here to learn. Even if it's not hacking, I guess we're just going to set up our hacking machine now. So, cheers to that. It might sound like I'm being a little bit more quiet and a little less vivacious, but it's because I'm also trying to not like bug my husband playing video games. Like, he's not bugging, he's clearly bugging me, so. Okay. So now I need to go find, let me look over here and see if I can pull up my Finder and see where I might have put this file. Look at all my screenshots of being a total noob. I'm gonna see all my dirty laundry. Alright, let's see downloads. I know I got a Kali file somewhere. I've cleaned up my desktop recently, so. Ooh, is that a... It can't be opened because it was thrown in the trash. I know you can't see it because I don't want everybody to see all my garbage. Oh, look, there's the garbage. Come over here, garbage. I'm looking for all my ISOs. So basically what I'm doing is I'm looking for any .iso files that I might have recently discarded. I need to put you back. Let's put you here. It's gonna pop up. Boop. Oh my gosh, look at all this stuff. Just put that in there. I'll come to you later. Alright, let's see if this works. Upgrade this virtual machine. I probably need to do apt-get update. I don't want to upgrade this though. Ah, man. Okay, it's okay. Browse for. Let's see where this VDK is. VDM. Ah. I wonder what happened that I deleted all of my virtual machine stuff. That's crazy. And again, I said I usually keep these up, and it's been like, it's been a minute since I've gone into these virtual machines, so oops. My heart will go on. Beep. Don't upgrade. Browse for you. I know I just put you on the desktop. I moved it. I copied it. I moved it. I might just have to do this from scratch, which would so suck. But it's okay. Okay, what if I copied it? Oh. No, it's not gonna let me. Okay, that's fine. So what we're gonna do, I guess, in this one, being the noobs that we are. Hello, welcome to the Security Rex's live stream on being offensive. I'm going to show you how to put the Kali box. Gosh, if I can even remember. It's been so long. What are you all doing there? Get out of here. Okay. I guess we're not doing, well, you might have time to do 2 million, but okay, this is fine because this, I've had a lot of people ask how to put a virtual machine on VMware Fusion, and I did a write-up somewhere a long time ago, like 2 years ago, when I initially put this machine on my box. Oh, and I'm sure I have a Canva graphic somewhere, so I'm just gonna cheat and look it up on my phone. Because I did a Canva graphic and I don't want to go look through all of my LinkedIn posts to figure out where I put it. Let's just go look at all of my old projects and see if I can find it there. Because if we can do this and it's very simple, then we might be able to go into Hack the Box. But if not, then you just get my idiot self trying to figure out how to put a Kali machine. Also, I've been using, what is it? I think it's this? Yeah, so I've been using this a lot recently too, because some of my other computers have Windows on them. So this WSL Windows subsystem for Linux is really good if you don't want to put a whole virtual machine on your Windows desktop, but you still want accessibility to have a Kali machine. You can load WSL onto your Windows machine and then access your Kali machine, access a Kali instance without having a whole virtual machine. You just are able to use the tools, and it's super helpful if you have like your normal, you know, I use a Mac normally for my main computer, but some of my other systems that I have are Windows, and so I will use WSL for Kali to have the tools and the resources, because you can run things like Nessus and things like that off of a Windows system, no problem. It's just easier to do from a Kali machine if you have the ability to just download things really quickly through apt-get and some of the specific hacking tools and pen testing tools, you know, are native to Kali or are more easily accessible, whereas Windows sometimes likes to block stuff. So just a thought. Man, I got so much crap on Canva. Can't even find it. I like doing graphics. I like making graphics because it's just more fun. I think graphics are more fun than write-ups, but I'm just gonna try to... Hopefully nobody's watching this right now, so, because I'm looking like a hot mess. That's okay. No, it's not. I feel like totally embarrassed. Like, I feel like such an asshole. Looking for old posts now from Linux. I can't find it on... Would you stop? No. I got another cat back here. But this track though is fire, right? Golly, it was probably years ago. Ma'am, get out of here. Get out of here. Oh my gosh. Posts from me. Content type from member. Me.
Alright, I have 2 selves, I'll go outside.
Aw. Okay, let's try VMware. Yeah. There we go. This is a shameless plug for, you know, follow the security recs, because I do graphics like this, even though it only had 32 likes, but it's fine. I'm just gonna... It's not a shameless plug. I'm shameful. Okay, so I need to download an ARM Windows build, which I knew that, so it's not... Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I thought my computer was about to freeze. About to look like a total goofball. If you're... Where did my... I love Macs, but Macs are something. They are quite a pain sometimes. Okay, so I'm just gonna go find... Maybe I can hopefully understand my own notes. Download an ARM build from... Oh, wrong one. I don't want a Windows 11. Oh, this is a Windows. Oh my gosh, what a dork. I could just... what a dork. I thought it was so much more complicated than that because I made this stupid graphic before. Oh my gosh. Okay, I just need a Kali VM for an ARM. What a doofus. Maybe one day we'll download a Windows 64 or a Windows build on a ARM. What a doofus. Okay, I need an installer image because that's what I want to do. I want an ISO installer. I want ARM 64. Yeah. Let's just download that. What a dork. Oh well. It's not like anything y'all haven't seen before. Just a total new... Oh, and that's... No way. It's because my husband's playing video games right now, too. Let's see. What am I looking for? VMware. I can't believe that. It's because I've moved. It's because I've moved the file somewhere, and I don't want to have to search for it. And... I wonder if I still have an ISO somewhere else, though. I feel like I did at one point. Let me see if I had one pre-downloaded already, because I that's what I was looking for earlier. But alas. I probably deleted that too. Oh, no. I think I found it. So while that's downloading, just in case.
There's like 4 guys over there.
Let's put you on the desktop.
2 landed low.
Nope. Alright, let's try to create new. Install from disk or image. Create a custom virtual machine. Nope. Meow. Okie dokie. Yeah. I think it was 12. Okay. Ah. What a... It's gonna give me errors, because it always does. Want my mouse back.
Wow.
Oop. Ah! This whole episode is this whole episode is Bailey Marshall forgets how to VM. The security Rex. Domain name. I don't need a domain name. Full name for the users. Stegosaurus. Password 123. Oops. Can't even spell password. Now, if you noobs thought my password was actually password 123, you've got another thing coming. Yeah. Just use the recommended. Unless you have a real reason to not use the recommended. Just do it. And yes, you want to write the changes.
So yeah, I was about to let you go ahead and take it yourself. Just survive through having more remotes.
Well, it looks like I'm alone on this live stream, so maybe I'll delete it later. I wouldn't do that though, because that defeats the whole point of doing live streams like this, where you get to see people just be absolutely flustered and goof up. And it's been a couple minutes since I've had a virtual machine on this computer, and so it's good to see the process too. We're all human. We're all a bunch of noobs at heart. I mean, really, if you think about it, honestly, because there's always a new tool that people are learning to use, or someone's better at something than other things, and course it's installed. Hello? Oh, because I'm not. Okay, what is the question? At the moment, only the core of the system is installed. Oh. Custom. Do I want to customize it? Kelly's default system environment, okay. Sometimes I read things and I just have a stupid. So this is 23 minutes so far of me relearning how to VM on my Mac. Because again, I've been using that WSL for accessing Kali, and so it's a little bit easier. I wonder if I can probably do that on another video. Maybe I wonder if there's like a Mac version of it too. MSL, maybe? I don't know. I'll have to look. And of course this takes a minute. But I mean, this is all you have to do to load a Kali machine on your system. So if you're looking, actually you'd be surprised at how many people don't understand this process. So we'll have people coming into classes, and the expectation is to have a Kali virtual machine on your system, and they don't understand. They don't see the walkthroughs. They don't understand the walkthroughs. They don't understand. I mean, that's fair. Not everybody gets it. It's not like easy to everybody. So it's okay to not understand, but really where people differentiate themselves is actually trying to do it. My kid is in this phase right now where he always wants help with everything, and that's perfectly fine, but he will tell me, I can't do it. And I'm like, you haven't even tried. You're just sitting there staring at me asking for help. And that's common for a 3-year-old, not a 30-year-old. 30-year-olds need to, I'm 30 now, so you need to, try and then ask for help. But this is why we have resources like this and videos and people live stream, because we're not all perfect. and we might look like we're doing super great things and we're these super pen testers or super hackers, and we all just like haven't been to the keyboard in 3 months, and well, at least I haven't been to this keyboard, and now I'm having to reinstall Kali Linux on my system in front of a live stream of people that either are watching this currently or will watch it later, or, you know, maybe never watch it at all. But point being is that putting myself out here and saying I had to go redo my stuff because I just haven't been to this keyboard. And everybody, when you do stuff like this, technology, whether it's hacking or defensive or, you know, whatever, you all lose it's like a language. You stop understanding what people are saying, and you stop understanding how to say things if you don't practice it. And it's the same thing with this. So I'm feeling not offensive, I'm feeling offended today by myself. It's also Tuesday, so there really shouldn't be anybody watching this right now. I hope that you all are, why am I doing this? Because I haven't done it in a while, and I felt like I needed to get on screen and just say, I'm here. I see a lot of really awesome creators doing some great stuff, and while it's been super busy for me because I feel like I've been doing everything, all of my stuff has been behind the scenes, and so that's really hard when you've got a lot of other great creators doing stuff and you see them constantly and you're like, man, I'm really falling behind. It's just sometimes our stuff that we're doing is not out in the open, and we're busy doing stuff behind the scenes, and I think that's okay. But it does give you some FOMO, and it's security conference season too. It seems like every community security conference season, or every community security conference is like in the latter part of the year, so like July and on. And so I feel like everybody's going and doing all of these cool conferences and networking, and the FOMO is super real. Configuring Python phone numbers. That's so tedious. Also, I wonder where that, oh golly, can you imagine? I get on this live stream for like 5 minutes and I'm like, oopsie, sorry, I didn't have a virtual machine, so because it took me 20 hours to download freaking Kali. I'm not even gonna do this though, because it's gonna make my husband's game lag. So let's look into this CVE though. So what is this CVE? Because if we get to it, great. It doesn't really matter which link you click. They all give you some answers, but some give you a little bit more in-depth stuff. I mean, the NIST, you can't go wrong. So this CVE was a kernel CVE where there's unauthorized access to the set UID file that would allow escalation of privileges. Okay, so there's this is a great, I don't know what you would call this little mapping thing. So when you have, okay, let me do, this is a good one. Okay, so when you have a Linux file, for example, and you do an ls, this is I guess it's a list, I don't know, ls. You see these little dashes and letters and RWX, read, write, execute, and they're different groups. So this would be read, write, execute for one thing, or one group, read, write, execute for another, read, write, execute for another. These dashes mean that this group doesn't have permissions to do the thing. So the middle group would not have permission to write, but they'd have permission to read and execute. And the same goes for this group right here. So if I go back over here, I like graphics like these, or these graphics. I mean, like, there's a number of different people that have this graphic out there in some form or fashion. Where is the graphic? Hello, where is the graphic? What a catfish. Oh, there we go. They're so small. Bailey has forgotten how to, oh, that's why. Beep. Okay, so these are the groups that I was talking about. So the first group is a user. The second, and that is the specific user that is logged into, you know, you are so-and-so logged into a certain system. The group that is associated with, and there's, I could go into, you know, these pieces right here, but I'm not going to right now. Like, one's the user, one's the group that they're associated with, and that is the owner of the file, and then the group that owns the file. And so if you're in a certain group with, say, Charlie and Pam and whoever, you might have access to the same permissions that group has access to. So Charlie and Pam also have access if they're in the same group, but maybe only Pam is the owner of the file, and so she can do some extra stuff to it. So that's what user is. Pam would be the user, and group would be the group that is that has permission to the file, but it's not necessarily the owner of the file, because the owner needs a little bit more access to do things, and then the world is just everybody else, everybody that falls outside of those categories. So anyway, so this says the UIDs, the set UID and the set GID, which is the set user ID, set group ID, and the sticky bit. What it's referring to is these. I can't decide which graphic I want to use. We'll go back to this one. What it is saying is it's something in this nature where it has to do with permissions and how a user or a group interacts with a file. So that's all that's saying. So that CVE is basically unpacking that there's a flaw in the kernel that deals with the ability to execute, write, or read a file. And if it is done in a certain way, it could potentially lead to privilege escalation. Hopefully that. And this CVE is actually pretty new. So it's 2023. I say pretty new, like cups is pretty new. Did you pause? Okay, stop. But I didn't want to do cups right now because I didn't really feel like doing cups. 37%. So it does take some time to do this. And all it's doing is doing the install for your virtual machine. So the ISO is basically, if you remember when we used to have CDs or floppy disks, which is like still beyond my time, but we used to have a physical thing that we would put in a computer and it would load a program onto our computer for us. So the CD housed the information to load the software onto the computer, and then the computer would then have the software loaded after it was installed. So the ISO file can be considered like your CD. You're putting it into your computer because you're looking to install software on your computer. And so that being said, you don't have to keep the ISO, but the virtual machine that's created, which is the installed software, you do have to keep, which is what I deleted apparently. And I have no idea which version of my software actually was the version that was the most up to date, which is like huge goober for me, but you know, I'll be all right. This might just be a 30-minute quick because I don't want to keep, but that's fine. I think the most important thing is getting out here and trying stuff and just showing up. I mean, I'll get this this virtual machine reloaded. I should have done it before, but here we are, and it's 35 minutes into the stream, and I'm at 37%. But I didn't want to go do love again on Hack the Box because it had been so far. I had been so far removed from that that machine that I didn't want to have to go back and look at my other videos to see what I had done, but I still remembered some bits, so I didn't want to get that conflated with things that I had done previously. So I was reading a comment. So I'm loading Kali Linux right now. So this is what I've got going on. I'm trying to load up the virtual machine on my system so I can actually do the VPN. And maybe next time, once the machine is actually loaded, I can walk you through how to set up the VPN for Hack the Box. It's very easy. But maybe not deleting Kali before I start a live stream next time would be super beneficial. And the problem with it is that I did not delete Kali and then not be able... Ooh, I might be able to do it. I didn't delete Kali, oh, because I'm on the wrong screen, and then, you know, not be able to find the, I have no idea where the disk is. Like, I have no idea where the virtual machine was. I'm having to reload it from scratch. So, if this is loading, this might be able to go through. Okay, well, that was good, ample timing.
Well, you're not gonna survive.
Okay. So let's get I don't want this. There we go. So if you're gonna connect to Hack the Box, you wanna go, well, let me double check before I start going on a tangent. I'll probably do an apt-get. Sudo apt-get update. The tac Y is to say yes to anything that prompts me for. That's so small. Sorry. Zoom in. Control ++. Nah, whatever. Doesn't matter. I can just zoom in. So I'm doing an apt-get update and apt-get upgrade. The tac Y is just to make sure that anything that prompts me for a yes/no answer just automatically goes yes. So I just want to, this ISO is from like 2022, 2023. Oh, woof. I'm gonna have to switch to root. There we go. So all we're doing is making sure that our... I hope I don't have to update all of my... repositories too for pulling this stuff. So now we're going to update that. So anyway, so while that's updating, I'm going to go back over here. If you want to connect to Hack the Box, it's very easy. You just go up to the top right. You go up to the top right, and you want to play the machines. They also have different spots where you can download different where you will need to download different VPNs, because maybe you're doing a starting point being over here on the left hand side. It's more of the easier. Yeah, I might have to do that too. Thank you, Jason. I might have to. Kali has gone through so many updates since that 22 ISO, so we'll see. I had my other one up to date, but alas, this is what we're working with. Let's see if it's actually going through still. Okay, so it's not bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to get us to the frickin' Hack the Box machine, and then I can go back and update and upgrade later. So anyway, so starting point in games, and then you've got some seasonal, and then there's, I think I've seen a Pro Labs VPN here as well, but I'm just going to do regular machines. Pwnbox is you can use the web-based interface if you want to access Hack the Boxes, like, you know, you don't want to download Kali like I just did. Parrot is a really good option too. I like Parrot. It's got a very beautiful user interface. I just like Kali because that's what I'm used to. You know, everybody's got their own opinions about it, but OpenVPN, that is going to download you an OpenVPN file that you're then going to use on your Kali machine to connect to the VPN to then start the machines on Hackbox. You can use, I usually use the recommended one because it's probably the closest, shortest distance that keeps me, how do I rephrase that? That was horrible. I usually use the EU because it's the closest and it's the fastest VPN for me. I'll just put it like that. So I can download this. I've already got 6 open VPNs because I've accessed Hack the Box before, because sometimes you have to download multiple if you're troubleshooting. But I need to put it, it's on my Mac right now, I need to put it on my Kali machine, which is currently updating, which is fine. I'm gonna pull it over to the desktop. And I wish my chat little box on the side, it is so picky. So I see the chats on my my streaming software, but I don't see the chats on the screen, which totally sucks, because then that's like all of these other cool creators have these cool chat boxes and I just can't get it together, because also mine's dated too. So I have noticed when I do these chat boxes on the actual live stream, they just don't like to stay idle for too long. So it's just kind of the nature of the beast. I'm gonna go ahead and drag and drop. I think I still have the ability to do that. There we go. Thankfully, the nice thing about VMware Fusion, and people use other things like Parallels and things like that, and that's perfectly fine. I like for VMware that it seems like most of the accessibility is pretty much done for you when you're installing the ISO, because I've used things like VirtualBox where you need to add the guest editions and things like that, which you still do have to do with VMware Fusion in some cases, but like VirtualBox is very, very picky in what you can and can't do, and it's a little frustrating for beginners. So I would say if you're a beginner, I would recommend using something, just get something a little bit more robust. Then you can fight with the cheaper versions later. Yeah, that's true. I have not actually experimented, Jason, with using multiple VMs. Are you talking about using them for Hack the Box specifically, or other activities? I have typically used just the one virtual machine, but that actually makes a lot of sense now that I'm thinking through it in my head. I'm gonna beep boop out of here. I still got that CVE up because that's apparently the one that this machine is going to be based on. Sometimes I lose my train of thought and words are hard. Yeah, and I have found myself in a weird predicament lately where I have multiple laptops for pen testing and for engagements, and so it's a big pain in the butt because I'm having to switch back and forth between actual systems rather than just virtual machines on a screen. So it's that would be a good tip to take in. Maybe join those connections together. Okay, I'm at 99%, so now I'm at 100%. And the worst part about waiting for all of this stuff to go through is that more likely than not it'll be fine, but sometimes it is you'll get through and it's like, oh, you had an error somewhere up there, so we're just not going to download any of this stuff. That sucks. That's heart-wrenching. someone's asking why Devon on LinkedIn is asking or saying he doesn't know why my husband playing video games next to me makes it offensive. But it's the, I mean, I have a pretty bad sailor mouth too. I was in the military for 6 years, and it kind of comes with the territory. But I think my husband's got it much worse. Yeah, you're right. Multiple VMs for the lab is way easier than having physical boxes. That is a pain. Although I have been experimenting recently with multiple Raspberry Pis and setting up almost like a small server, and using some Docker elements to that too. So it's just a side project. I'm just creating Tiny Pi takeover. So this is also a long and tedious process, which is so much fun to sit through. But I've got the, so once this, I mean, I can actually, okay. Okay. Let me open another tab too. I've done goofed. So what I was going to do was I was going to say that I can actually open up a new tab and actually connect to the VPN. I don't have to wait till this is updated and upgraded. Zoom in. So I'm going to switch to my desktop. There's my VPN. You have to sudo it. And then, oop, I think I fat fingered my password. Oh, nope. Okay, so the biggest thing with these VPNs is that this is the thing that you want to look for. This initialization sequence complete. This just means that all of this stuff has connected, and you are now established, like you have a connection to the VPN. And the reason why it seems like that would be, it kind of seems like it's silly to bring up and why that would be important. But a lot of times people don't understand when their connections are actually like tied to the VPN. I mean, you can go over and look, at the Hack the Box screen, and now it'll show you. Oh, I submitted. I did my first task, I guess. I've been in Hack the Box before. Never mind. So you can see now I'm online. So if you have any doubt on the command line whether or not you are connected to the VPN, go and look at the actual, and it's the same way with OffSec, and I'm sure TryHackMe as well, where it actually shows you, hey, you have a green, you're connected. So now I should be able to spawn this machine after 48 minutes of being a total noob. Let's refresh it and see. Okay. 2 connections. Can I spawn it? There are no available machines in the current lab. Please try another lab by clicking on Connect to Hack Box. What? Machine? Right? This is a machine. This is not a seasonal. EU VIP 1. Okay. Man, I'm struggling. No, I don't need guide. That's what this was. So I've never seen this before, but guided mode takes you through certain tasks to get you to the user flag and root flag. See, that's why I really like Hack the Box, because it definitely, and again, this might be because I use it more. I have not seen something like this in TryHackMe, and I have not used TryHackMe in quite some time, so that could have changed. I just want to submit the user flag and the root flag. I want to struggle. Nobody wants me to struggle more than me. But why is it not connect to a different VPN? VIP. Aha. Okay. Now I'm gonna have a EU VIP 1. Yes. Okay, so all of my oh my goodness. There we go. What if I just connect to... I mean, it says I'm connected. If I just did... Am I that? Am I that much of a dork? I don't want to re-download it. This is machines for sure. These. Like my tired machines. Which one? This one? Yes. Not guided phone. And it says that I am offline, and this is offline, and I just want it to be online. Sometimes it's just, you know, sometimes it's not you. Don't worry about it. Okay. So now we're in. Like, we've hacked it. It's on. Okay. Now I think I can have some semblance of sanity in this live stream, so I'm gonna Nmap. I'm just gonna really quickly Nmap this. I'm gonna do a fast scan for T4. I'm gonna take off ping. I'm gonna put in the apparently not. I'm just gonna have to type it in. 10, 10, 11, 2, 2, 1. And I just want to see what's open right now. That's the first step. You know the IP address, or you know that there's something out there that you should be looking for or looking at. Now you have to know what the playing field is. What are the options for you? You have a target, and what are your options to access that target? Okay, so port 22 is open, that's SSH. Port 80 is also open, that's HTTP. So I'm guessing there's going to be a web server associated with it. So anytime I see HTTP, I'm always going to go to Firefox. Usually it's like Chromium or something, and I'm going to navigate right over there. 14, I think. And I don't have to put anything. 14, right? Nope, that was dumb. It's 11. Right? No service can handle this. Okay, but it is 11. Okay, so that's what we got. So I just head over to Firefox to see like what's going on in here. 2 million.hackthebox. Cool. Okay. And then I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna see, since there's not really that much information right there, there's probably a couple other things that we can do, like look for other ports, because it's just doing a fast scan. The T4 just did a fast scan of like the most commonly known ports. So I could look for specific ports. Maybe there's an HTTPS port. Maybe there is another port that's hosting some sort of HTTP server off of it. But I just want to know right off the bat what maybe I can get some versioning off of that port and see if maybe there's an Apache server running. Oop. Still waiting. And it's slow. I need to do some more short form videos. on tooling and just other security concepts in Unix, okay, and OpenSSH. So we could also look at the SSH, but in my personal opinion, SSH is not always going to be the first thing that is going to be open. And look, it says not shown 998 closed TCP ports, so that means it really only scanned the top 1000. So you might need to expand your search, which is totally possible. I still like to do PN because if you have servers that are firewalled, if you have something that has ICMP turned off, which it should, it's better from a security posture. Using that TAC PN will prevent Nmap from doing pings, which will help your scans go through a little bit more, and it won't block you and block your IP when you're doing your scan. So what was I going to do? Oh, what?
They're complimenting your education style. They're enjoying learning about computers and networks.
My husband's gamer friends think I'm cool. What a compliment.
I didn't say that.
Never mind. No, I've lost my train of thought. I don't even know what ports I'm looking for. Top. Oh my goodness. I was gonna look for... Okay. Thanks. My husband's being distracting.
You're welcome.
I do not. I can't even think straight. Okay, I want to scan just the top, like, ports while I want to scan all of the ports for a response before I just go through on port 80 and look for, because I just want to look for other ports that are open. How many ports are there? Because I cannot think right now. Okay, 6534. Port 1 through 6, 5. Oh golly, 534. Stupid. Another thing that while that's running, because I do like to run just to see if there's anything there. I always forget how to use my keyboard in the machine from a Mac to increase the size. Yes, thank you. Numbers are very hard. Yeah, I was gonna say my other go-to ports for scanning is 8080, 8000. There's a couple of just a couple of good ports in there as well. 10, 11, 221, and I am doing ports. Yes, I'm going to do 8000. Typically when you see, and the reason why, so if you know commonly known ports based on services, the reason why I would look for like the 8000s is because, which one's 8080? Port 8080, and then there's, so Apache Tomcat, Nginx has its own port, Radius is somewhere in there. There's a couple of commonly known Radius ports. Let's just look up what are common services in ports 8000 ports. Yeah, so a lot of the web servers are going to use some of this stuff, and I do look for other ports just because it's not as common in my personal experience. It's not as common in like a real world situation where someone's using a random port that they've assigned like an Apache Tomcat server to, but oftentimes in Hack the Box or some of these other like gamified ports, they will have like just random, like it's like port 15,000, and I know they do that in offensive security in some of their labs. So It's oftentimes good to check, but so anyway, so there's nothing there. All 1,000 ports scanned, 8 to 899, 99. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is, this is a 503, which is a server error. So let me double check to see what the machine info is. So it talks about API endpoints, and I'm just looking to see if there is any information on, because obviously related Academy modules, web requests, secure coding, JavaScript. So that kind of gives you some indication. You would have some information. Yeah. I am not good with short-term memory, and I need to have, like, maybe I should make a sticker of just like commonly known ports so people can put it on their laptops. And also commonly used Nmap scans. That's another thing too, that like I'm smart, I think. I don't know. But I always have to look it up. Like I always have to look up things, and there's no shame in that. I just have like a one-track mind. And so while I can do the thing, I always have to look it up and see what something is. And my memory just kind of like dumps out the IT things that I learned at the beginning of my cybersecurity career and experience, and has just like replaced it with cat videos and other horrible things now that I'm 30. Just horrible trash TV. So anyway, web requests is one thing, secure coding. And so what I'm going to want to do is, even though I got a 503, I'm interested to see what other elements are on this page. And also, if that doesn't prove anything, I want to pull up maybe Burp Suite or something to see what kind of network traffic is going back and forth. I've been doing a lot of... I've been doing a lot of web assessments lately, and so I'm getting more intimately familiar with Burp Suite, so I'm really excited about that. It's something that has been not my strong suit, and so if you have not, Portsware Academy has a lot of really great material that's free and that's out there. Somewhere in here. Oh, there's a cat somewhere. Yeah. I have 4 of them. So I think at minimum we've seen 2. And you won't see one because she's kind of like a shadow. And then I have another fat one that just like never really comes downstairs. Or at least he's just fat. But I'll just leave it at that. So anyway, if you have not checked out how to do web assessments, how to understand web vulnerabilities and use Burp Suite, definitely check out the many available free resources that are out there. Oh, so I went to more tools on Firefox, and you can do this in Chrome. I like using Chrome more, just personally, because I like it. I guess I'm a little bit biased. And I clicked Web Developer Tools. So we're likely not going to see anything on the actual like inspector, because it's obviously just some text. And what you can do with the developer tools is understand, console allows you to put in information, put in code to see how the server will respond to it. And then network allows you to see what traffic is going back and forth at like a very low level. It's not quite as detailed as Burp Suite and those kinds of tools, but it gives you an idea of like where requests might be going or coming from when you submit a GET request or you post something. And a GET request means I am asking something from the server. A post request means I am putting something towards the server. I am posting some information. Put is very similar as well. So yeah. So I'm gonna reload, and I think I also have to, let me reload this real quick. Okay. So all I did was I just reloaded network, and I wanted to see where those requests are going. So I got a 200 OK, meaning this this IP address, this server, this browser does exist. This URL, I can't remember which ones I said. This exists. I requested it, and it does exist. So something at 2million.hackthebox is available. It is, just because it says it's a 503, it's not a 503. Hack the Box just put that there because they want you to think that it's a 503 error, when in fact, if it was actually a 503 error, the status would be 503 here. And this is where I was saying this is a GET request, meaning I asked the server to send me information about 2million.hackthebox or this IP address. Also, this IP address comes back a different IP address, which is great to know, because in a real world engagement, so when I typed in the initial ask, it was 10.10.11.221. That's going to be our internal shared IP addresses. If you can see up at the top right here in my Kali, it's a little small, but you can see 10.10.14.2. Those are how my system interacts with the through the VPN. We can communicate that way, and so 143 is going to be what's considered the public IP address, and you're not going to be able to access this Hack the Box address over 143 because it doesn't exist outside of this VPN virtual space that Hack the Box has created. Whew, I'm winded. It's weird talking to yourself. I mean, I know there are people here, but it's like I'm talking to myself through this microphone. So it's weird. So 143, I would sometimes make a note of that, but let's see if I went and looked that up. It's not going to give me anything. So then, gonna look to see. So there's nothing super interesting here. This fave icon. This is pretty common when you have websites that pull like third-party stuff, especially if I saw Java, so I'm assuming there's some sort of like JavaScripting in here. When they pull third-party scripting, you'll see something like this. It's like it's a loader. So I'm gonna go to HTML. That's not gonna give me anything. CSS is really just the styling, what the web page looks like. I want to pull. Oops. Let's see if there's anything in here. Nothing too crazy, so that's fine. So let's go to style editor. There's probably not going to be anything in here. Sometimes you might have some information in like CSS files that might give you an idea of other things to pursue, like in an HTML file something is there that shouldn't be there, like an IP address or a link to something else that wasn't supposed to be there. So more so you're really just looking for information rather than probably not looking for as much to exploit here. But I could be wrong. I have been wrong. Yeah, I definitely agree that this could be. I have not had fun or enjoyed Nginx servers, so I'm curious if there's a redirect somewhere here, because I see a get for the 503 is for this fave icon. So I wonder if we bye. What did you do? Nothing yet? Okay. So another thing that you can do, because we know that there is a port 80, there's an HTTP, good lord, there's an HTTP service here that's being hosted on port 80. So there's a lot of Nmap scripts that you can run. The first one so HTTP and num is one of them. And this just enumerates common information about your HTTP server, files, paths, commonly, like common files. So example, like Apache Tomcat will always have a blank file, and it will look through certain files like this. So I'm gonna go and use the HTTP and num script on the specific server. Words are hard. Okay, I'm gonna do a version scan. I'm going to do a script. I'm gonna use HTTP and num, and the target is 2.1. So this is just gonna pull up robots and just commonly used. So basically it will go through the directory of files that are commonly found on certain web servers and look to see if they're there, because there might be something that's interesting that you could exploit or get information from, or there could be a place to upload something. You know, the possibilities are endless. Hey, another cat. And since I've spent so long getting that stupid Kali box up, we'll see. We'll peruse this HTTP server, see what we can find in our browser, see what kind of files we can come up with, and then we might stop there so I can break this up into chunks. So that way I can come back to it. Hello. I did do the right one, right? I did Nmap the correct 10, 10, 11. Yes. Because sometimes if you try to Nmap something and it's the wrong IP address, it won't even error on you. It'll just go through, and then you'll spend all this time waiting on it, and then it won't even error. Or it will error like after the fact, after you've waited for it, and it's like, this doesn't exist. Well, that's not very helpful. I also have dogs too. They're very loud. I don't know if anybody can hear them shaking and rattling in the background. I'm gonna do a little bit more digging on here just to see what else is here. Yeah, could look at some DNS resolution and see what... There's a lot of... That's the thing about web, is that there are so many things that are possibly wrong or potentially leaked data. Like it is, because think about it this way, it's the most publicly facing assets that most of our organizations have. And so they're also the most commonly exploited because they're the first line that people take to get into networks most of the time, not all the time. I mean, we've got, phishing is still the highest like malicious start to an exploit. So there's that. But if you have no user interaction, websites and web pages and web servers are huge when it comes to... What am I waiting on? When it comes to opening up the playing field or opening up the attack surface, web services. And people don't often think that they are as vulnerable because say you use Amazon. My dog's chewing on a bone. Say you use Amazon. You would assume Amazon has their own security postures, but I actually just did a talk internally to an organization that talked about the many vulnerabilities that are associated with AWS S3 buckets and EC2 instances and Azure blobs, for example, to take it away from Amazon. I mean, there are websites out there that you can just go and access people's like S3 buckets and see what data they're housing. If they haven't locked it down properly, you can just go through and it's like a showdown for AWS and Azure, and it will show direct links to certain files, and people have like public and private keys stored in these things. Like, it's insane, and this is open source and it's available to anybody, and that is really scary because we think, oh well, Amazon, you know, it's supposed to be secure, but if you use a third-party instance like a cloud or a web-based tool, your data is still your responsibility, while the security of the interface is the responsibility of the service provider. And in some cases, the service provider doesn't even assume responsibility, because there's certain levels, it was in the CISP, there's certain levels of like internet as a service, platform as a service, software as a service, and whatever the other one is. But anyway, of the 3 as a services, and we've got an infinite number of as a services now, of the 3 main ones, it's varying levels of your data is your responsibility, the provider is responsible for the system, and then, you know, the provider is no longer in charge of the system, but they're in charge of maintaining the availability or something like that, but they're not in charge of the security. Like, it's really weird. And so people think that they are super secure if they're using Amazon or a big name that is a tool to use online, when in fact we're all just a bunch of idiots, and we just post our public keys in our S3 buckets and just share it to the fucking world. So it's definitely user error. Now I have 2 cats by me. So this might take a minute. I thought we might peruse, but I'm getting a little exhausted sitting here, which is fine. I will come back to this maybe tomorrow or later on this week and show you guys the HTTP and Nmap results. But I'm gonna go snuggle Pocket Cat. Yeah, say bye. I'll see you guys soon. I promise I won't break off as far distant as the other. Ow. Okay, that wasn't nice. As the other live streams. So I will come back to this, and yeah, we'll get through this. Let's do it this week. Let's do it over the next couple of days, because once you get, it's like love, once you get off that momentum of that box, you don't want to do it anymore. So thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you guys have stuck around. I'm glad you guys showed up and was able to the white block under my video. I'm sorry. It's my chat. I'll have to change the chat. There used to be like the chat would come through, but I just wanted to blind you tonight. So, sorry. It's just I want everybody to suffer as much as I want to suffer. So, anyway, y'all have a good night.